What's up, y'all? It's your girl Antoinette. I am a chef, cookbook author, and food history nerd, and I love buying old cookbooks and making the recipes that are in them. So for this series, we are making our way through the Black Family Reunion Cookbook, and we are making all the things. Now, today's recipe is interesting, but I think it's going to be good. Today, we are making Ohio pork cake. Now, this has salted pork, raisins, molasses, sugar, and a whole bunch of different spices. Let me show you how to make it.
Start off by heating your oven to 375 degrees, and then you want to grease your pan. We'll come back to the pan in a second. This recipe calls for 1 cup of finely chopped salt pork. I highly recommend putting it in the freezer before you slice it so that you have easier cuts. I did not do that, and you can see me slightly struggling a bit cutting through the fatty parts. Now, salt pork might seem like a very interesting ingredient for a cake, but keep in mind this will add as the fat element. So this will be either our butter or our oil. To that salt pork, we're going to add 1 cup of boiling water, and we're going to let that sit until the water comes to room temperature. Next step is very important. You're going to take 1 cup of molasses, and we're going to add a half a teaspoon to baking soda to the molasses. It's important that you do this step and make sure the baking soda is fully mixed into the molasses. This is going to be our leavening agent and make sure that our cake rises. Our salted pork is at room temperature, so we're going to add our molasses and baking soda mixture, and then we're going to add in 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of raisins, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of nutmeg, half a teaspoon of allspice, and a half a teaspoon of ground cloves, and give it a stir. Once everything is combined, we're going to add in 3 cups of all-purpose flour, stirring in between every cup. It's important to not overmix this cake mixture, but you do want it to come together, so I fast forwarded this section so you could see. Now at this point, the cake batter didn't smell bad, but just knowing that there was pork in there was very interesting. Now I changed out my pan. The recipe calls for an 8-inch pan. I didn't have it, so I originally was going to use a round pan, and then I opted for the 9-inch square pan, which I think worked out perfectly. Recipe says bake for an hour to hour and 15. I let mine go for about 50 minutes. And this was our final product.
Now it's time to taste. Look, I'm not nervous. I just really want it to be good. I'm not nervous. Let's just go for it. Give you my thoughts. So when it comes to the texture of this cake, I would definitely say serve it warm. It reminds me of a fruit cake, right? It's very, very dense, as you can see. As far as the pork, you don't taste it. That is wild. You don't taste the pork. I was expecting to be biting down on like gristly pieces of the pork fat. That's not there. It's not bad. Because of all the spice, I would say this is definitely like a fall recipe. And honestly, if I were to do it again, I'd bake it in a loaf pan. Now it makes a lot. Remember, the original recipe said an 8-inch square pan. I cooked mine in a 9-inch pan because that's just what I had. I would serve it more so in a slice like this on a plate, right? Pick out a piece of pork and see if I could taste it. Right here, definitely serve it warm. 7 out of 10. If you like fruit cakes, if you like spice cakes, if you do like a denser cake, you would like this. If you're not a big fan of like super sweet things, you would like this. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Am I putting this in the rotation? Probably not. Well, I'm gonna like update this or put a spin on this. The girl might even put a little bit of caramel frosting on this. I feel like if we put the caramel frosting on this, 8 out of 10, I'm making it all the time. You all enjoyed today's recipe from the Black Family Reunion Cookbook. Remember, we made Ohio pork cake. Make sure you come back for the next video. Like I said, this is just one of many because we got a lot of recipes to get through. But make sure you rate, comment, subscribe, and share this with somebody you know. Bye.